Greetings, geeks and geekorales. It is me. I am back. Hope you all had a good 4th. If you're in America, and if you're not, hope you had a good Tuesday. And for the very few of you that might be wondering, reason why I didn't do Reverie yesterday is because there was no new episode. They took the 4th off. So I did too. I thought about doing something, but then I thought it would be better suited for another date. So be on the lookout for that. Gonna try to still give you 3 videos this week, just not on the same days. So without further ado, let's actually jump into it and get into Cloak and Dagger. And for this episode, I will be spoiling, so if you haven't seen it, go watch it and come back. This was a really good episode, and I really highly suggest that you watch it. And the show as a whole, if you haven't. So that being said, let's actually get into spoilers. Again with this show, not sure how to tackle a recap. So the way I'll do it is I will go, I guess, Tandy, Ty, then the third story that had that didn't have either of them in it. But before I do, I thought this was really cool. Both of them, their stories were about going undercover to get what they need, and it was kind of the different diatribes or complete opposites between the two of them about how one lying was a good thing, the other lying was a bad thing. One, they found out that the person was better than they thought, but on the other one, they found out that the person was worse than they thought. One got better telling the truth. One got further telling lies. That's this show in a nutshell. It's like a good tit for tat between Ty and Tandy. And they got a lot more scenes working together this episode, which is pretty cool. And it seems like next episode will be like exclusively them working together, so that's cool. I do hope that by the end of the season we do get to the point where they're kind of embracing their vigilantism. And we for sure saw the romantic stuff with them in this episode, but let's actually get into a recap. Tandy decides, hey, I'm going to get in with Science Girl, so I'm going to pretend to be an intern. But she actually starts talking to the Science Girl, and she sees that she's not a bad person, that she actually wants to help the world, that there are common interests between the two of them. And we kind of learn Tandy's more nerdy side, which was really cool to see. Her get passionate about science and stuff. And we got to see her wear glasses again, because if you know her, Olivia Colman, she started off as a Disney girl. And I believe at least a couple of her roles were, she had glasses, so it brought back a little bit of memories. Now that I think about it, I think one of them was was about like invisible boyfriend or invisible guy or something like that, where she co-starred with China Ann White, who is now Lightning on Black Lightning. So, interesting. Lightning and Dagger used to be friends, kinda. Anyway, so she bonds with her more, and in the end, we find out some stuff about what's really going on with Roxxon, and that they're mining for a mysterious fuel thing underneath the earth, which is more volatile than oil. Which I could be wrong, but I think that's supposed to be tying in with something in the Marvel Universe. Maybe something with the movies. I do know that in Runaways, which takes place in California, they are dealing with an alien that's underground. So, maybe connected? Don't know. But anyway, she ends up finding out what happened to the girl's father, because she's been poking and prodding this whole time, and she finds out the dad is in a, like, I don't know what to call it, like, mentally numb state. It didn't seem like it was like dementia or any of those things. Because based on next episode, it looks like he's trapped in his mind, which might be a super power thing. Because we still have yet to see like a super powered villain. We know the corrupt cop is a villain, and we know that the head of Roxxon is bad, but we haven't seen like someone big. Like usually in the Netflix shows, we'd be following the villain and we'd see who they are. We really hadn't seen that so far beyond corrupt cop dude. Which shit, that means that there were 4 stories in this episode. But anyway, she ends up telling the truth about who she is to the girl when she forces her and recognizes her. And looks like she might be an ally to Cloak and Dagger and a friend to Tandy that she can actually tell the truth to. Which I hope so, because I actually like the actress and I like the character. And I like their like nerdy friendship type thing that's going on, and her trying to protect the world. She seems very genuine about it. Ty's story, on the other hand, was him going and trying to get in with his brother's friend, who, thanks to some advice from Tandy, actually gets an in with him, even though he's still very weary of him and doesn't... Seems like he genuinely cares about Ty and wants him to be better, but then we find out a darker secret about him. This friend in particular actually saw Rollins, I believe that's his name, kill the brother. Like, he witnessed it, yet he hasn't said anything in this whole entire time. And now is even aligning himself with the cop that killed his friend. So that was interesting to see. Also, we got to, I think for the first time, see Ty use his power, his fear powers, like on purpose, which was interesting to see. Even though I'm not completely sure I understood what his fear was, unless it was something like the boogeyman. But anyway, Ty's story was a little bit more simplistic, but still very well acted. And Ty's story basically ends kind of climaxing with another story, which was the story of Officer. No, why do I keep wanting to call her Officer? Detective Kira, aka Detective O'Reilly. And I know I keep saying this, but if you don't know, same actress played Kira, the Yellow Giant Thunder Ranger, so I jokingly call her Detective Kira. Anywho, Detective O'Reilly, which is her real character name, is trying to get in with Detective, I think he's a Detective Collins. And so she's aligning herself and clearly getting too close to him, to the point where Ty's brother's friend is kind of in a situation where Rollins wants him to kill her, but being the good cop that she is, she goes in and shoots him and kind of kills him first. Which, part of me, TV fan, thinks that this is going to mean that there's going to be now a rift between O'Reilly and Ty, but I really hope that there isn't. Because he was not a great person. And he had a gun aimed at her. So. But the cool thing is that story ended with Rollins once again chasing after Ty. But this time him actually being able to successfully use his powers and avoid being shot. And actually, instinct, where'd he go? Back to Tandy's church, where they had a nice scene where she was trying to console him, but due to their powers, she could not actually physically console her, which I think is cool and is going to be interesting to see their romantic interplay develop, especially with the fact that it can no longer be physical. I mean, I doubt we'll get to the point where it's like in, if you ever saw that British show Misfits, where the girl was like Rogue from X-Men, except for instead of taking your powers and stuff, she would make you into like this sex-crazed person, guy or girl. So they went into like how you could have a romantic and semi-physical relationship, and I doubt that Freeform will go that far, but just to see them like getting closer and being romantically involved without actually physically touching is, I think, something kind of cool and something kind of different for this millennial age. But the last story, just real quick, was the stepping stone, the divider between that romantic tension, and that's Ty's girlfriend. And so all throughout the episode we saw her talking with her mom, and her mom was reading the cards because she could sense a disaster coming. And basically all that she found out was that in each disaster, at least the disasters that have hit New Orleans, including, of course, they referenced Katrina. Sorry, I got something in my eye. There's always two people at the center of everything. And Ty is the center at the next disaster, but they don't know who the other one is, which is obviously Tandy. And the interesting thing is they say that according to the fates, one will die and the other will live. But my side is the cards are fickle. So what if it's like a the cards are really up to interpretation. So what if it's like a metaphorical death where something in them dies and they become a new person? Or adversely, what if they like go the Buffy the Vampire Slayer Winona Earp route where it's the character, semi-spoilers for Winona, where a character dies, but it's like they die for like a second and is brought back to life. But technically, according to the ancient proverbs and stuff, they fulfilled the death quota. So maybe that'll happen. And maybe, poetically, that will be the first time that they are able to touch when one is trying to revive the other. Interesting food for thought. Anyway, I've been going on for far too long. I will see you guys hopefully for a secret video. But if not, then for sure I will see you Monday with Salvation. Thanks for watching. Gotta say it, like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you thought about the episode in the comments below. Maybe even think about sharing. I am trying to build my channel. And also, right after I boast about having 90 subscribers, I lose one. Oh well. Anyway, that's it for real this time. Till next time, and beyond. Got a little sad at the end, but overall I think that was good.